Sierra Sellers, and you're listening to Poor Man's Podcast.
Do it again now, 'cause we're gonna
Oh my God. And it's my fault. All right, ready?
remember what I said. This is a
You
lie.
ready?
Just so you know, everyone watching is hearing this point.
I'm sure.
Okay.
Fuck them all.
No,
you ready?
okay. When I point at you this time, though, like we discussed, we're gonna play the song.
Oh, the song?
No, not the song.
Oh.
The playback. You-
Okay.
I like how he didn't answer.
Ready?
Stacey.
Yeah, let's
I'm gonna
go.
point at you, and we're gonna be good.
I'm Sierra Sellers, and you're listening to Poor Man's Podcast.
Welcome back to 565 Live. We're here in Bellevue. Cheese on the board is just killing it, man. We love to see it, and we are joined now by comedian Mark Shimkets. Mark, thank you for taking the time to join us. Yeah, you're going to be in the white camera up there.
Hello. Thank you for having me. This is cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. Is it different? I mean, you actually perform here occasionally. You come to open mics and stuff here.
Yeah.
Is it weird seeing it set up like this now?
It's about normally as dead. As it is now. No, it's cool. I really like how much you can get done in the small space because it feels like a small, tight space, like regularly performing. And so it's cool to see all the stuff you have here.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's all about the angles. That's always about the pictures, right, Melissa?
Absolutely.
Angles will kill. But thank you for taking the time to come out here tonight.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
How long have you been doing stand-up now?
Stand-up consistently I've been doing for about a year and a half, little around that time. Yeah.
And what kind of have you had like history and other stuff?
Yeah, so
Like
I always
stage or improv
I always
or
say
anything
like
that?
the best way to like sum up my story, I guess, is I went to college at Allegheny College up in Meadville, PA.
Okay.
Shout out Voodoo.
I was just gonna say,
yeah.
we were just talking about Meadville.
Yeah.
That's up kind of by Edinburgh and stuff, right?
Yeah.
On the way to Erie.
Yeah. So it's about like 30 minutes from Conneaut, 45 minutes from Erie.
yeah.
So yeah, pop over the spillway, feed some fish, some bread. But yeah, so while I was in college, I was walking to a dining hall with a buddy of mine, and I was like, I always want to do stand-up comedy. And he's like, why don't you? I was like, you're right. I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
So then I like made a poster and invited a bunch of people to my house.
That was a convincing argument, right?
Yeah.
there.
No, it's like, I just suck. Like,
Just
again.
fucking do it then.
Yeah,
Well, why not?
for sure.
Yeah,
And
fuck you. I will.
Yeah. I have no idea where that thought process came from because I don't grow up remembering like, oh, I really like stand-up.
That's what I was just going to ask, like, because we have a lot of people on here, and it's like, well, yeah, I didn't really grow up. I mean, is that something? Did you like being on stage, and did you like being the center of attention, or like the make your class laugh kind of guy?
I feel like because I was fat and bullied, I developed the ability to like fit in with people and get them to buy into me via laughter.
Yeah.
And then like going into high school, I went from a Catholic school in middle school and grade school, which had 25 kids for the entire grade for
Right.
the entire time.
Yeah.
To a public high school. So then they didn't have records for me. So they put me in like the bottom of the barrel classes. And then I was like, I learned all this years ago. And so they slowly put me up. By the end, I was making them let me take like the AP classes and stuff. Like, and I independently took a math class during my sophomore year of high school.
Yeah.
And just a bunch of stuff. And yeah, so I got to meet every group in that high school, like the bottom classes
Right.
all the way up to the top. So I got to meet tons of different types of people, and I feel like I learned a lot from that too. But yeah, so college, I did stand up for people at my house. Then
How did that go? You do it at your house?
yeah. There was one joke that was so bad, and I recorded the audio halfway through. The mic cut out because the amp was garbage and whatever. So I just yelled the rest, and everyone was drunk, so they had a good time.
Yeah.
And they all we're all my friends, so it was just easy or whatever. But then the joke involved my mom, and then my brother sent it to my mom, and it's horrific. And I was like, "What are you doing?" Whatever. But yeah, so I did that, and so I only touched stage before that like once. I did a musical in high school, and I remember I was like a bunch of small parts, but at one point I was the bartender, and the conversation I had with the guy as the bartender was the most fun part to me. Was that part? It was like I didn't realize at the time, but it was like the only acting part that I had, and so it kind of makes sense with. After I did stand up, I did an open mic on our campus that led to me doing improv.
Yeah.
And so I did short form improv, and then that led me to get into acting. And so I like didn't do stand up for a long time and just focused on acting and just all in. And I ended up studying acting in New York City between my junior and senior year. And like I have a computer science degree. So like my college is very like I would have never had that opportunity if I didn't. So like the first play I auditioned for, I got a lead role, and then ever since then I was in a lead or major role throughout. Like the only not lead role I had, I think, was Capulet in Romeo and Juliet. Yeah.
So you're pretty comfortable on stage.
Yeah, no, it's so much fun. Like acting is so cool and interesting.
Do you like it more than doing stand up?
Hell no. No,
Oh, no.
Acting's really lame. Like in a certain way, it's just like stand up is all you.
Yeah.
And your partner or whatever for the scenario is the audience. You have to be in the moment, that kind of stuff. And I've done a lot of things that I appreciate the moment. I think the moment's the most important thing ever. So basically having a bunch of people sign up to not just sign up, but give you money to be like, hey, take my moment for the next hour is really, really cool. And it's fun to like figure out the tools to manipulate that and work within that and try to give everyone the best time possible and make them laugh.
Yeah.
That's all I care
Well,
about.
when you're doing stand up, it's all you too. Like, I mean, you're writing your stuff. You're not performing somebody else's lines and stuff. It's all personal for you. I mean, for the most part. I mean, you might alter some things for the joke, but it's stuff you're writing, and then it's a performance as well. It's not just like you get up and read it. You have to act your performance essentially.
For sure. And I didn't do it. I listened to Aaron Kleiber's episode last week, and I definitely didn't do it as long as him beforehand, but going into stand-up prior to having the acting stuff, it's like, oh, if I go tell a story in stand-up, what made it funny? Oh, it's my perspective in that moment. Yeah. So I just am putting on that part of myself that first told that over and over to try to like get that across most effectively. And it's funny because when you don't do that, things bomb and you're like, what, this joke's good, it works on everyone. And it's like, oh no, you just didn't care whenever you said it aloud. You're like, yeah, these are words.
Have you had some jokes that you thought were gonna kill and just bombed, and then some you kind of like, not sums, what is that, what did I just say? and some jokes that you kind of like, not that you threw away, but it was like kind of an afterthought, and then that did a lot better than you expected.
There's a lot of I do a lot of things where it's like I'll just do a bullet point and then go and work that out and then figure that out. There's been very few jokes I feel like I wrote and then I was like, oh, this will probably work, and then it worked. Pretty much at all.
So it's a lot of workshopping in front of it and seeing what words.
Yeah, and like there's little things like I tell a story about having a gay best friend, and I was like, we talked about boobs once, and I said that as like a thing, and people laughed, and then I was like, oh shit, I can do that more frequently, and then I then took that and tried to work on that as different things. So it's like a lot of like the riff things when it gets like a little laugh. It's like, okay, what can I do there? And there's another thing that I've done, which is Christopher Titus. If you're familiar with him.
Yeah, I do. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he had like a big show, I guess, and
Titus,
some stuff.
Right?
Yeah, super nice dude. But the way he writes is he'll take a story and then write down the facts of the story and then write a joke about each fact. And I tell a story about going to a Ponderosa and get my leg stuck in a railing. And
can we hear that story as well? Like, fuck, I need to hear that.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I don't care. And so, but that's just the way I wrote that. Was I just wrote down all the facts and I was like, okay, what are all the jokes? And then just broke that down bit by bit. And then I went and tried it, figured out some didn't work, and I just cut whatever didn't and just made a cohesive thing.
Have you ever had something where you're like, oh, I'm attached to this, I really want it to work, so I'm gonna leave it in, and then you had it finally been like truthful to yourself, like, all right, and maybe I just trimmed the fat on this one, and it's not as good as I want it to be.
Yeah, there's a story I have about going and snowboarding. Okay, so a long time ago, I wrote this joke that I don't really do now, but I'll probably do it some form in the future. But I was like words are evolving, and I'm between Gen Z or millennial, so I can get a special insight on that. Yeah. And so I was like, there's a word, that word snack. That's for an attractive lady. I'm here to tell you it makes sense because I know something about a snack. Yeah. And at some point I would like pull my shirt up and smack my stomach. Like it was just wild shit I was doing. And then I drew another correlation. Sorry for the language ahead of time, but I was like, that word Karen, that just means cunt now, and we're cool with it. And that's always like, it's never really pissed anybody off. And I tried to do like an act out, and then I was trying to write a joke to call back calling someone a Karen when meaning the more aggressive term. And boy. It didn't end up being a mess because I went snowboarding once, and it was like the first time I went snowboarding, and I was killing it because I got the beginner's luck. I used to skateboard, so I had like some amount under me, and then this is where I try to like write the facts. Like right when I go up the first ski lift. I'm like, do people fall out of these? Yeah. Because there's no one. I'm with my brother. He's like, nah, you're good. And then we get 3/4 from the top, and some guy fell out in front of us. And we're just like, what the hell? Yeah. And he's like, he's fine. And it's so awkward whenever someone's fine because they make you stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so there's just a disheveled human like, I messed up. Like, there's
Did
my
he
wife
like
up there.
just get up and walk?
Well, he just sat straight up and he's like, I'm fine. And they're like, no, you can't move because we need a thing. So now it's just like
they like
Are
needed
they,
to bring the fucking
deceptively not as high as we
Oh,
think?
they're high as hell,
Because
dude.
they
No,
look
this-
super
No,
high when you're
I mean,
on
I'm
it.
guessing maybe about 50 foot.
we
yeah?
were close to the docking station, so he probably fell about 20.
Okay.
Yeah, 25. But if he fell 5 feet before, he'd have landed on metal pipes, and that wouldn't have been cool. Yeah, so, like, yeah, it's just
Been grinding
Like, no,
down, yeah.
no, not doing that one. No.
luck all
The
around.
worst drop in ever.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. And so, like, I do snowboarding, and I'm doing all right. I'm, like, carving, I'm stopping. And, you know, to stop on a snowboard, you just go sideways and push snow away from you. And I'm like, yeah, I only caused 2 avalanches in that time. But, like, yeah, so it's just stupid shit. And one time I went sideways and caught the front and then slammed my chest on the ground. And I never had, like, chest pain like that. Like, I've never fallen like that. I've seen a lot of people fall. Like, my brothers do BMX. Like, my brother, Sean, he lives in California. If you Google his name, he has trails in his backyard, and it's like an oasis. It's wild to see. But yeah, and so we all been energetic stuff, and I just never felt this pain. So I get up, I take my board off, and I'm disheveled. But I took physics, so I know how hills work.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you were in the slow physics at the beginning.
yeah,
but
at
you
the beginning,
finally,
yeah.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
it's AP.
you're up
He
in there.
found out that the
I don't
top
get
of the hill is really fucking high and the bottom's real low.
You got
There's
it,
a
man.
slope in between.
I'm at a flat part, and I took my snowboard off, and it starts to like go forward a little bit.
Okay.
So I accelerate at a pace at which I will catch up with the board.
Yeah.
This is an important fact
Yeah.
because then someone that's working is on the ski lift yelling at me to get my board. He's like, "You got to get your board." I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah.
You need to get your board. I'm like, I know. He's like, you got to get your board. I'm like, listen, man, I'm in pain. Like, I'm crying. Like, I am not the hero of the story. I'm like yelling at this guy. I'm swearing at him. He's swearing at me. We're having an altercation. I get my board. I go to the bottom, and I'm like, I'm not going to tell anyone about this. And then I get on the ski lift, go back to the top, forget every ability I had to snowboard. Well, when I get to the top, the old lady at the end, she's like, you can't talk to our workers that way.
Hey, aren't you that guy?
Yeah, and I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, you were yelling at this guy. He had a kid next to him. And I was like, whatever. That kid's seen porn, dude. Like, I feel like it's not.
I mean,
He's not
it, right?
surprised.
The other-
I don't know. Well, I found out the reason why he was upset is because a stray board went down the hill and smacked his arm and broke his arm, like 2 years before.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's got trauma
He
in
has
this
a
argument.
war story.
Yeah. Yeah. So I get that.
PTSD against
Yeah,
the
he
fucking
is.
board going down a hill without anybody on top of it.
Ski lodge and
God.
ski falls, and he's
Like,
you
get
know,
the fuck over it,
on the
man.
ground.
Get
Yeah.
over it,
Purposely
dude.
do it.
Just 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Get
He's seen
real.
things.
So
Get
this
real.
is where the Karen joke came into play. Is I told my people I was there with that about the story, and they complained and got the guy sent home. I was like, I don't want that to happen. So I called her a Karen, and that's the entire extent I went to tell that attempt at a joke.
No, but that was
Yeah.
like definitely worth it. I'd
The
sit through
story's
that to
wild.
listen. Yeah,
The story's
The
fun.
whole thing's funny.
Yeah. But I would
Love
like
that.
get on stage and I'd be like, yeah, if you fall out of a ski lift and you're with a girlfriend or wife, you can't marry that guy. You got a divorce. And I like sit down on stage and be like, nah. Like, I don't know. I was just trying anything I could to make it funny, and I kind of got there in the end, but I just stopped doing it, and we'll touch it one day if I'm desperate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you sent me some of the pictures that I was putting up, I'm going to put it up so people can see it. There's a picture of you in this big audience. Can you tell us a little bit about that? It'll be up on our screen in about 30 minutes when the lag catches up.
So I got the opportunity. I guess we'll start
There we go.
back
right
a little
there.
more.
That wasn't too long.
Yeah, the bottom right one.
It's only
That's
about
a sweet
25
photo.
minutes.
Yeah. So
Oh, shit.
there's a guy named Steve Hoffsitter. He's most famous from YouTube. He was like seemingly one of the first guys. What's interesting about him to me is that he's one of the first guys to get to most of the internet's capabilities of enabling you as a performer or whatever. And that's really interesting to me. So like on MySpace, he was the first person to make local MySpace accounts for different cities.
Okay.
And he would create a community in that city. So he would have you'd have an account for Pittsburgh, account for New York, whatever. And he would foster relationships and then sell out tickets in those cities. Well, then MySpace put a tag on each profile. And if you got the comedian tag, then it put the top 100 comedians on a list.
Yeah.
And so when they released the tag system, the top comedian was like, I don't know, like Dane Cook,
I was gonna say
Joe
Dane Cook
Rogan,
for sure at MySpace.
like what's his face, Cat Williams, like really, really famous. And then it gets like 13, and it's Steve Hoffsitter through 35. Because all these different accounts so people were getting super pissed. They're like, he's stealing, like, whatever. So it's just every step of the way he's used either the internet or something to get ahead, and that's rubbed people the wrong way. So it's interesting to see all the hate the dude gets from the comedy community. I don't know. He's always been a great dude to me. So he came to Pittsburgh and bought a church and then started something called the Steel City Arts Foundation.
I've seen stuff that he's promoted and stuff.
Yeah, so the way the Steel City Arts Foundation works is they approach people about becoming a member. And when you're a member, you get access to the building and all the resources that it gets. And their resources include like equipment that you can all rent out and all kinds of stuff, to opportunities for shows, things like that. And so one of the opportunities,
Jeff Fieldhouse was telling me about.
So he recently became a member.
Okay, yeah. He was just telling me about it.
Yeah, and it's cool because they really want to make it like as much as they can. So I'm trying to start like on Friday nights, like a Jackbox party pack thing with comedians where they just play Jackbox for 2 hours and to that audience, because they have a whole group of people that donate every month and stuff too. So whatever. But Steve was reached out to all the members to see if anyone could fill a slot because his tour manager canceled or like couldn't go on one leg of a tour. So that was actually on a leg of the tour. I applied and got the opportunity to go with him to drive across the U.S. and down to the bottom of California and then end up in San Francisco. And then I flew back from San Francisco while they drove back through Canada.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I'm actually going the Northeast leg. So we're doing up through Boston. He's doing the Wilbur in Boston. That's crazy. If I get to do 5 minutes at the Wilbur, that's absurd.
That's awesome.
After doing comedy for a year and a half. Like it's nuts.
That's an insane thing to say.
Dude, it's absurd. My life is insane. I'm like waiting for it to dry up. Yeah. Like I'm so. Like,
and now you're doing Poor Man's Podcast.
I've been waiting for it to dry up for a year now, dude. It's been an experience. But
that's incredible. That's awesome for you. I'm happy for you.
No, I learned so much. It's really cool to go and see all different clubs and rock venues and different things.
What were some of the best places you went? How many stops did you say? Sorry, when you
there were 26 shows or something like that.
And how long was that? How many days?
20 days, I believe.
Oh, really? 26 shows in 20 days?
Yeah. So some were like two-nighters. So like, or 2 shows in a night.
Yeah.
So mostly like weekends were 2 shows in a night, and then weekdays were one-off venues.
Right.
Yeah. So it was
That's fucking sweet, man.
Dude, it was nuts. It was a lot. Like I was always doing something.
Yeah.
At any given point in the day, whether it's like calling venues or whatever. But it was definitely I learned a lot, and I'm really grateful, and I'm super hyped to do it again. That's gonna be sick.
Are you a fan of traveling and seeing, or are you more
Dude,
like
the way he travels is the most baller way on the planet. I mean, so he's been doing it for so long. Like he has to be 15, 20 years deep at this point to a degree. I don't know the exact number, but like he's went through iteration after iteration. Now he just has a nice van that has basically couches in it that you can just
kind of like hang out, like party, or
and everyone shares the drive
or whatever.
Yeah, everyone shares the drive. Some of the couches recline full on, and so like there's just all kinds of stuff. The way he does everything is super efficient. Like he does merch after the show, and the process of all that is very efficient. The way the van's stacked up is super efficient. It's very easy if you're along for the ride,
and it's a great way for you to learn going forward
for sure. No, and I'm like, I love to soak in as much information as possible. Someone described me as air or wind. They're like, wherever you go, you'll find your way to like yeah. And so it's like I feel like that is definitely to a degree. I just like I want to do what I can to make everyone like content, and then just sit back and not exist.
Well, that's one of those things. Like I was just saying, just the experience you're picking up and just seeing things, just somebody who's done it, just small things like the way they travel, the way they pack, if they show up early or if they do whatever.
Yeah, and I got to meet
how they interact with people.
Yeah, and that's what my favorite thing is. Like I used to work down a club as a door guy and just helping like the headliners do meet and greets and stuff.
I could totally see you as a door guy.
Yeah, most
You're
people.
like built for. You need your hands crossed and like a black shirt that says staff on it.
Yeah, I'm super
Facts.
An earpiece.
Facts.
And just an earpiece that you check in on.
A clipboard on a nearby bar stool that you're not touching, but you know is there.
Put the water bottle on it.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I'm very threatening until I open my mouth. I think
Bro,
that's
honestly, I was a little nervous.
Also, I
but
could
then,
see you kind of
started talking. I was like,
the
oh,
long
he's a
hair,
good guy.
I could see you as almost like a henchman killer, and
Yeah.
if we put you in a suit too,
Oh yeah,
God.
I got a sweet photo of some dude.
like at a casino.
Straight tuxedo.
When I was out in LA,
If I'm sitting at a table and I see you walking near me, I'm getting all of my chips
You
as
need,
fast
like,
as possible and fucking leaving.
Obnoxiously big, like cufflinks too.
Facts.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
part of the ensemble.
Oh, it has to be, yeah.
Okay, we'll let you.
Anyway,
get
back
to it.
on,
Yeah, yeah.
Other than
back
your
on
hypothetical.
topic here.
never sure. I look all right in the suit. It's pretty sick. Like that's because we went to Magic Castle.
Okay.
We were out in LA. You familiar with that?
Is that?
I've heard of it.
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
shit
Yeah.
about
It basically it's just like you know what the Comedy Store is.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically like the place in the world seemingly where the best magicians go.
Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
And the only way to get in there is to actually get invited by a magician that's been passed as its own thing.
I'm just picturing in like Arrested Development. Have you watched that at all?
Bits and pieces.
Okay,
Yeah.
they have like
lots
the
of it.
Magician Alliance or whatever.
It's so sick. It's such a fucking joke. I'm going home and watching Arrested Development now.
so good.
I haven't
love
watched
that
it for
I'll have to check
years.
that out. Yeah.
It's so
Oh my
good,
God,
dude.
it's
Watch
so
it.
worth
Yeah.
it.
Magic is wild.
Well,
real
okay,
wild.
so magic is like a minuscule part of this show,
Yeah.
but it's big enough to watch it for it. It's hilarious.
No, yeah. I mean,
He
I
does
know that
illusions.
there's money in the bank.
Picture what hookers turn for money.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Illusion.
Yeah. But go
That's
ahead,
awesome.
Mark.
No, I don't know. Yeah, it was a time. It was cool. And like after that, I went to the Comedy Store and got to just hang out there for a little bit. And
Did you perform there?
No, fuck no, dude. I'm a year and a half into comedy.
Well, they have those potlucks.
To call me a comedian is disingenuous.
Yeah.
I think I'm like a young comic. Like
Yeah.
that's about as far as it goes, so far at least.
But you need to be hungry and you need to be out there, and that's
For sure.
the right way to do it.
Yeah, no, I try my hardest to do that because it does seem like
I feel like you're
Stage
being
time,
very
but-
respectful about it, though. You know what I mean? I didn't call myself a chef until I was like knee deep into the shit. I was a
Yeah.
line cook until that happened, so I respect that. Yeah, for sure.
yeah. No, I love the art of stand-up
Yeah.
comedy. I feel like that's what's getting lost a lot in the world, but from my limited experience so far. But
What are your thoughts on some smaller scale things? Because stand-up comedy is going to be a longer form. You see, everybody likes the 13-second bites and clips and stuff.
yeah,
How do you feel about that? I mean, I guess there's a place for it for your jokes and stuff, but then how does that impact your stand-up? If you do a joke on TikTok, are you going to be able to go do it on the stage now? They've heard it.
yeah. That's why I feel like 95. I'd venture to say 98% of the stand-up that's put out there is insane for being put out there.
Yeah.
I don't feel like anybody should put stand-up out. I feel like the only time you should put stand-up out is if it's like you've used it to generate money at a club.
Yeah.
Like that's most of what it is. Because like you create a special, you tour with it, then you sell it to HBO or something to build fans for the next thing. And that's what it seems like the old model is to a degree. Now I feel like people are really fighting to jump the gun. That's something I think about a lot too, is like the amount of opportunity I've had for so young in this. It's like I can't expect infinite growth and exponential growth because I'm still bad at the thing. Like from a stand-up standpoint, I really only have in my mind like a good 10 minutes that's going to work and everywhere I can with it.
Yeah.
And even then that's arguable. So it's like so it's a lot of people I meet dudes now that just start doing comedy and they're like, yeah, I got 15, like 3 type 5s. I'm like, all right, dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can't convince you otherwise, but it's insane to like
Well,
have that.
also, they got to be honest with themselves and stuff. And a lot of people are like, it's like the thing that I always say. It's like, listen to my mixtape thing from like when you're in high school. And then it's like, okay, are you actually as good? Le'Veon Bell, you really think you're as good as you are? Like, you have to be honest with yourself at a certain point. So I don't think everybody kind of also knows that, like, okay, you have 15 minutes and you've been doing it for 15 minutes. That's unlikely.
Yeah. No, I mean, and that's what's interesting about Pittsburgh is like the size of it versus the amount of people. Like I don't feel like you have to be. you don't have to do it for a long time to get opportunity because people just need people to fill time for shows and stuff. So it's like it's advantageous. People can grow, people can work on things, but it's like interesting to see people do the same material for 5 years, and it's like, oh, okay, we're doing that.
But I think it's good for you, like you were saying, to just keep being out there, keep taking every opportunity. It's like the Malcolm Gladwell thing of like 10,000 hours. Like you got to just keep being out there and keep doing it. And just by being there, you'll get better at it.
No, 10,000 hours is such a real thing. And that's like one of the biggest reasons why Steve moved here is because he tours all the time, like half the year. And you can drive all over the place from Pittsburgh. Yeah. I think within like a 6-hour drive, there's like 20-something markets. It's insane. Like next week I'm driving out to Philly to do a mic to see a show thing, and then we're just driving back, and it's like, okay, cool. It's just I've been all over. You just got to do it, I guess, and be fortunate. Like I'm lucky. I have a tech job. That pays me enough money to go do random stuff, and I can do that. But
well, you set it up for yourself. I mean, why not take advantage of it now?
Yeah, man, I guess so.
So growing up, watching stand-up and stuff, who are some of the guys you liked, and why'd you get into it, like, versus just doing stage or whatever? Obviously, you said you were funny, but like, who are guys that like, okay, watching, Chris Rock, now I want to do it. Watching whoever.
So I had a really weird, I wouldn't say sheltered childhood. I would just say like I didn't really know modern music existed until middle school. Like I heard Basket Case by Green Day. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, like my mom always listened to country music. My dad listened to like 70s. So like I got good. There's still good music, but yeah. And so I feel like because of that, I didn't experience a ton. Like my parents watched like Jeff Dunham. Yeah. And then I remember back in the day, I enjoyed like Rogan. I really enjoyed Dan Cummins. I still enjoy Dan Cummins. Yeah, Dan Cummins is awesome. I like the first comedy show or the show I've ever actually seen was, I didn't see a lot of live performances in general, but one of the first ones I saw was, what's his name? Bo Burnham.
Okay, yeah.
I got to see him do, I think it was What or whatever. And I remember the most interesting thing about that was like afterwards I stayed to do like the meet and greet. And I really like handshaking people. Yeah. But I forgot to shake his hand. And I remember like that being a thing in my brain for a little bit. But it was weird because during the meet and greet, he wasn't a person. Yeah. He was just like, I'm going to just say, oh, hi, shake your hand and do whatever. And so that was super fascinating to me to see like, okay, there's a separation between like art and artist, and this is still like part of the art. And then reading afterwards about how when he was doing that tour, he would have like crazy panic attacks while on stage, but everything on stage is so to a T, you have no idea. That's super crazy to me. So it's like there's he's super interesting. Writing is phenomenal.
How much? Well, that makes me think. Like, is it something you prep and practice? Is that something you will practice, like not on stage to yourself? Anything that you do, or is it pretty much locked in, or is it just like you said earlier, bullet points, and then every time it's a little bit different? That would like terrify me, not having almost like I can't have a script because then I'd be too focused on the script. Yeah. But if I also just had too loose of an idea, I feel like I wouldn't hit the right path that I want. Yeah, but so I'm like ADD
for the stuff that I would say is like that 10 minutes of the best stuff I have is like it started out as bullet points, and then after I'm like, okay, I've done this, I've wishy-washied around this for a little while. Let me sit down and actually write what are the things I want to say in what order, and then I just flesh out usually word for word. I have everything at that point. By that point, the only time I remember really practicing was I got an opportunity to do a guest set at the Improv for Preacher Lawson really early on.
I feel like I recognize that.
Dude's so funny. He's super energetic and really he uses physicality in such a powerful way. Like he's big with physicality, not like Ali Sadiq where his physicality is intentional for like the story. Yeah. But like the bigness of Preacher is really, really cool to see, and he's clean too, which is really fun to watch. But I got an opportunity to do a guest set, and I was like, okay, I gotta do 5 minutes. And I'm like, okay, what are my best 5 minutes? And I stood on my porch with a microphone and a mic stand, and I just ran it over and over and over and timed it over and over because I didn't want to go over. I didn't want to do whatever. And make sure I don't swear, like all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And it's not like I swear in general, but it was strictly like, I got to be careful.
Strictly cunt. When the time arises, he's not afraid to use the word cunt.
That's my favorite thing is like I have friends that are like young comics too, and they're like, dude, just go up there and you should fucking say it, dude. You should just fucking. I'm like, dude, no, like no, like no. This is not. There's a reason why. There's rules, like, to a degree, but
it's also like if you just go up and start like, okay, that are you even putting thought into anything? Or are you just yelling things?
Yeah, and that's where it's like the aspect of practice is doing open mics every night for the last year. It's like the refinement came from that. It's just like I want to be specific and over and that kind of thing. I don't know. I'll always do like a joke that I know works at the beginning and then a joke at the end, usually with new stuff in the middle at mics, so that. And then I'll like if I switch those up, then I'm practicing the refinement of the joke in different places, and that's been weird. But oh man, lately I've smoked weed and then did. Oh man, boy, was
came
that
to the right
a bad
show.
experience?
Yeah, it definitely came to the right show.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. I was like, I don't know if I should talk about that or not. I don't know.
Did you listen to the first half at all? I feel like we were.
There's a very fine line between just enough and too much.
Oh boy, I did a show like a weekend and a half, like not last weekend, but the weekend before, and I was there, and everyone was smoking. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And then they threw me up first, and I was the only white dude there, and I was just doing very mid and messing up my jokes, but I got all the jokes out there just in out of order and stuff. And I've been working on a new joke where like one of the punchlines is like, this would be a different situation if I wasn't white. And I got in front of a bunch of black people and was like,
how did that
being white cool? Like, and I just bombed so bad.
I was gonna ask how that went.
Some guy yelled out boo, like,
man.
so wild. I was like,
Shit.
no,
I feel like that's a tough situation to be in, though, man.
Yeah,
whether you're fucking high or not, that's
Yeah.
a tough
No, it was
situation to be in.
It's
like,
so funny.
Goddamn.
But I learned from it, and that's all that matters. in
Yeah,
my mind,
exactly.
at least,
As long as
so.
you took something away from it.
But it was so funny just to do that by accident.
At least you enjoyed it and you laughed.
Even
if no one else.
If you had a
We're
good
laughing
time,
now.
it's all that matters.
Oh, it was wild.
Do you have fun? Yeah. No. Okay. I think.
No, I went
Mark, do you
home
have
crying.
Do you have any shows coming up that people can look out for?
I do. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Do you have where can people follow you and find you then?
Oh yeah, my Instagram is Shimkets. I think it's that.
Can you
is.
spell
Popped it right up
Shimkets?
there.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, MSHIMKETS.
It'll pop up in 10 seconds.
Yeah,
That's
Chris, but
Shimkets.
not for
That's
the
where
people
usually-
that are only listening.
I don't
It'll pop up for anybody there.
I know. It's just in addition to what you were saying. I'm just letting you know.
I'm
thank you,
I'm
Cheech.
I'm just
I appreciate
messing
you.
with
I
it.
also-
Just joshing.
I have a website that's called shimmycomedy.com. I think that links to my Facebook. I have a Facebook fan page or whatever. That's the only thing I actually post stuff on because I feel like posting things on my social media is annoying the shit out of people that I've friended over the years and stuff.
I agree 100%. I mean, not agree that you're annoying. I like understand that.
Yeah, so
I'm like, okay,
yeah.
I need people to know this. I know you don't care, but I also need some people to.
So I try to keep
be
it
aware.
sporadic so that when I do post, I'm like proud of some bullshit, and then people like it and they can see what's going on. Like that photo I posted.
People will
I think
ignore
that-
it less.
Yeah,
Yeah,
facts.
exactly. So
Well, Mark, thank you for taking the time to join us.
Hell yeah.
yeah,
I
thank you for
appreciate it.
having me. I hope that was something.
It was a good time,
No, I
dude.
think
That was
so.
a great time. That was really good.
How
yeah.
long do you think we were talking?
Not an hour.
It was not. Well, it was like 34 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
Do you want to go an hour? We
I
can
don't
keep
care.
going,
Yeah,
man.
it's up to you. I'm here. I'm
Oh,
yours.
okay. Well, you
Yeah.
have any? Okay, I wrote some random questions. If you want to
Dude,
go
I would
over
love
some
some
of
random
these.
questions,
Do you
yeah.
have any secret talents, man?
Secret talents. Ooh.
I'm going around with you after Melissa, so
Oh Lord,
we know what your secret talent is.
nice.
Put that drink
This is a
down,
family
Melissa.
show,
Get
I
yourself
thought.
ready.
Yeah.
I said I could skateboard. I play tennis. That's a thing.
How are you with tennis?
Very not great. Yeah, I can hang.
Did you like
Tennis
play in
seems
school, or
so-
you just play?
Yeah, I played in high school.
So
We, like
do you measure your serve? What do you know? Do you know what you serve? The speed?
no, not at
Okay.
all.
Tennis seems fucking crazy. So I work out in Swickley now, right? Swickley, for those of you that don't know, are a bunch of rich motherfuckers that love fucking tennis. So I was forced into watching tennis a lot on the
Says it
TV.
right on the welcome to Swickley sign.
Yeah, I'm sure that it probably
Rich
fucking
motherfuckers that
does.
play
Rich
tennis?
motherfuckers
Yeah,
that
it
play
says
tennis.
that, Melissa.
It probably does.
Something about
Got tennis, golf, and chess.
But I
That's
have
it.
grown in appreciation after seeing how fast these motherfuckers serve. That's got to be a hard ass fucking sport, man. I thought it was like some little prissy ass bitch shit.
You
But
know
if you
what's
take it seriously, like
You know what's really
Fuck,
incredible
man.
Have you
is
seen Serena?
Dude, it's like 100.
Do you
Yeah.
think she's just doing prissy bitch?
No, but like I didn't know to the extent of which, it went. They're serving this shit like 130 miles an hour.
Yeah, dude. It goes
I
fast.
wouldn't know what it would hit the wall and I'd be like, the fuck?
Now, you know what's super insane on a smaller level, but just as fast? Some of the ping pong, like the table tennis stuff, the way they hit that, it's so fast, but it's also like you're 6 feet away from me.
Dude, correct me if I'm wrong. I apologize if I'm not politically correct.
I can't wait.
But is it the Chinese that are fucking insane at ping pong? It's an Asian country.
Maybe.
I'm sorry.
That's
I see
what it is in
lot
Forrest
of,
Gump,
I see a lot of this shit on Instagram, and a lot of them are
Bruce
Asian.
Lee like hits ping pong balls with a towel, man.
Okay.
Did you see that the nunchuck one?
Yeah.
That's so
Dude,
nuts.
it's fucking
that video's insane.
Ping pong is fucking wild.
Watch Bruce Lee videos if you ever get like, well, you're gonna have to
Bruce Lee playing-
carve
Well,
out like an hour.
I'll
you're
make
gonna go
time.
down a rabbit
I'll
hole.
make time. But fuck. Pickleball is also impressive.
I've seen that's
I
becoming.
feel like we're
a
going
bigger-
down in impressive levels of sports. Really.
Well, a little
Tennis,
bit, yeah.
ping pong,
But let's
pickleball.
get back to the roots of it. Tennis is fucking
pickleball's
crazy.
pickleball's crazy.
Thank you.
I was
That's what
thinking
I'm
it was
saying.
the handball.
No.
thing. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that shit's kind of fucking
Spike
cool
ball?
too. And while we're going down in the funnel here, getting to
Can jam.
the
They got all the
least,
good ones,
dude.
man.
No, I want to touch on something that I completely forgot about. Going down the ranks in impressiveness.
Okay.
I recognize beforehand that this is not anything fucking crazy. But ESPN has there's Cornhole World Championships on ESPN. Dude, it's sponsored by like Bush's Baked Beans, Johnsonville, like relatively big names. Like these dudes are getting kind of paid to play cornhole. Like what in the fuck is that?
they
I
have
didn't
the
know
eating
about that.
competitions and stuff. Joey Chestnut's a
Okay,
household
but
name.
that's been around. Like that's like a known thing on 4th of July. Am I right? I'm
Yeah,
right.
I think
right?
so.
Yeah. Cornhole though, dude, that's just something you play drunk as fuck at
Well,
a tailgate.
you
You're
see
getting
that-
paid.
I'm
You're
glad-
getting paid how much fucking money to get to do that? Like the fuck? What
brought
is that?
up. You see a lot more of the frisbee golf on ESPN and stuff. And what I saw yesterday, it
The
was
yuppie
actually-
sports.
It
Get the
was
fuck
cool
outta
as
here.
fuck, though. This was the World Championship of Knife Throwing. These
All
guys,
Minus yuppie.
That
it's the
sounds
whole
dope.
board. They have 10
That's sweet.
throws, and they go up against these people. Like the first couple throws are with these knives. Then they have these hatchets. Then they have these like I don't know different knives that are like wide.
Yeah,
based.
like oddly
It's
shaped.
weird,
Yeah. Yeah, it gets harder and harder. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, dude, that's fucking sweet. I think
it's
that's
pretty cool. And everybody who throws knives look like they would throw knives.
Well, yeah. Let me guess.
not
They're
anyone
all
there.
wearing
They're
truckers.
Doesn't look like they belong.
They're all
there.
wearing a trucker cap forwards, just like this. They got a beard down to their left nipple. They're like slightly overweight, but it's just from beer. Like they grew up throwing it in a barn or a garage.
It's
yeah.
It's
No,
like
I get
Jimbo versus I don't know Hank.
Yeah, sure.
The knife
whatever.
thrower.
That shit's still pretty fucking sweet. You're throwing a blade. I
That
think
would be
that's cool.
a good skill to have, Melissa. Do you have any secret talents, man? That's a transition back. Man. You don't think? I gave you 40 minutes to think, man.
Sorry. I'm not a big,
Okay, but you
I'm
only
not a
gave
big
her 5 to
thinker.
think about hidden talents.
Exactly. I
5
don't
is
think this
sufficient.
is the platform for my hidden talent.
Yeah.
You don't have an absurd amount of knowledge for some weird subject or
I
something?
mean, I have a lot of knowledge about a lot of stupid things.
Obviously.
I feel the same
Melissa
way.
can roll
It's
a
like
blunt.
jack of all trades.
Oh.
Melissa can roll a hell of a blunt.
I can roll a hell of a blunt.
Damn straight.
Have you...
Yes.
Sorry, this might be a deviation. Have you guys had king palms?
What is that? No.
Oh, man. I got to blow your mind.
man.
There's this thing. It's like a palm leaf, and then it has a corn husk filter. And at the edge of the filter is a little capsule you can break that releases a bunch of terpenes that add a flavor.
Bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you get
Get
these
the
at?
fuck out of here. Where do you
We'll
get
talk,
those?
we'll talk after this. We'll talk after this.
All right, I heard that. Yeah.
I got it
got
on the
you.
website.
All right, wrap it up, and we'll.
Jeez, I didn't find out. Oh, easy there, man.
I'm sorry.
You're getting giddy over there.
I just
Giddy
I
up.
didn't.
Giddy up.
Anyway,
What's your secret talent, Cheech?
bro? The close. I don't have any.
You're not closing. I'm going to close because I know I'm not going to fucking
the
fail. man.
The closest thing to a hidden talent that I have
Yeah.
is that I can tie a cherry stem like in my mouth with my
Can
tongue.
you?
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
But
stuff like
that's the closest. I can cook food, Chris.
No,
that's about as far as my talents take me.
No, like a hidden talent. That's a good answer.
Don't
But
have
the
one.
cherry stem
All right,
is a
yeah,
good answer.
then I'll take the cherry stem. I can do that in my math.
You know, okay. I'm going to tell you right now my talent, and it's huge, okay?
Yeah.
I don't have hiccups. Have I told you this?
No.
I have hiccup. I will have one
One.
hiccup. I will
One
have
and
one
done.
hiccup, and then I think to myself, I say, once now in my head. And the fucking hiccups go away every single time.
Serenity now.
Why
Serenity
do I say
now.
once now? I'll tell you why, Cheech. I'm glad I asked.
Yeah, I'd love to ask.
In my high school planner,
Okay.
it said, I read it, and it said if you either say the word once or the word now, I can't remember what it is, but it's like the way
So he put
your
them
vocal
together.
cords and your mouth move. Like I said it and it worked, and I think because I believe it so much, dude, I get the hiccup. I get hiccup, like I just said. They go
All right.
away like that, man.
Listen, I'll try this
amazing.
during the week because I get hiccups quite frequently.
Yeah.
I'll try it.
But I'm at the point, I
And
don't
then
even
we
say it
will
out loud,
we'll
man. I just
revisit
think
it. No, I'll think it. I'll do exactly as you
well,
do.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
then.
I think
That's
that's
And
bold
we'll
for-
talk
it's
about it-
bold
we'll
for you
talk
to
about
think
it
you
next
can
week.
Just walk in right now and just do that.
I bet I can, babe.
We'll see, man.
I bet I
think
can,
he's just
babe.
gonna
I like
Show
that he
your
has
hidden
hiccups
talent.
planned for later in the
Yeah.
week.
Dude,
Yeah.
I got hiccups like every day of the fucking week. God damn.
Twice
It's
on Sunday,
It's
man.
the beer, dude.
Maybe you could all
Can't
of a
stop
sudden twist up a cherry stem with your tongue.
I don't think I can.
I can
if
do
you
it
think
very
you
well.
can, you probably could.
I would have to spend time on it, and I
It
don't-
takes a minute, but you get like 5 cherry stems. By the 6th, you'll be good.
How do you? What's the thought process behind it? You bend it, and then you.
You gotta
work
like
the
use
tongue?
you have to use your teeth as well. That's the big thing. You hold the one end with your tooth or
Yeah.
with your teeth, and then your tongue does the rest of the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that sound right, Melissa?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Just saying.
Okay.
Whatever.
I don't. Yeah. Well, that was my
Anywho.
random question. I have some other comedians coming on in the next couple of weeks. I have Marky. Jesus Christ.
Mark's coming on, baby.
I put like 3 names together. I just saw you and said Maddie. I saw Mark and Maddie. I have Maddie Malloy coming on, Seneca Stone, and Chrissy Costa. Do you know any of them?
Yeah, I know Maddie and Chrissy. I've worked with them
Yeah.
here and there. I would probably say I know Seneca the most of those on the docket. That's gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
Seneca's the dude. One of my favorite comics in the city for sure.
Yeah, I saw he had his picture up on the Improv now, I think.
Yeah, he's like one of those people that just you only know who he is if you know the comedy scene.
Yeah.
really try to do it or whatever.
I've always heard good things about him from people.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like he's, I don't know, of all the dudes that are still on the like process of coming up, because he still goes to like mics and stuff and works on new material and everything, but he's tight. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to control the room. Like he's really developed the skills. It's really fun to watch him do his work. I really like watching like people that give a shit about the art at the end of the day and the work, and just watch them do sets over and over again.
Are there any local people you can think of that something like that you could learn from, or that you think people should look out for?
Yeah, I really love watching Kleiber. I learn a lot by just experiencing his, because his energy is insane.
Yeah.
His energy is wild. The only person I feel like that I've seen surpass his energy that so far is Ian Finance.
Okay.
That guy's crazy on stage. Wild, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Aaron Kleiber's great. What's his name? John Evans. He's
Okay.
really, really great. I don't know if you've met him or heard him, but
Haven't met him.
he was on like Last Comic Standing and stuff.
Oh, okay,
And now
okay.
he's up here. Yeah, Seneca's great. Shannon Norman's always really funny to like watch and listen to. Man, this is tough because now I'm gonna forget names.
Oh
later.
no,
I'm like,
I
ah,
wasn't
shit.
expecting you to
No,
list a
yeah.
bunch of people. I was just,
Yeah.
I know.
I would say like those dudes. Like, there's a couple people. Like Blake Scala is another dude that if I have a chance to watch him do stand up, I will always take that chance. Yeah, no matter what I'm doing, and I really enjoy that. Yeah.
Those are guys that if you were doing a mic with them or something, if they were doing it, you'd stick around.
Yeah,
an
like if they're at the
extra
Improv,
20
like
minutes.
I'll make sure to be like I want to get there to make sure I could see their hosting set multiple times in a night or whatever, because it's really interesting and seeing like they're doing really cool stuff over at like Bottle Rocket. So like Blake, I know hosted a show over there. So it's
I
like,
saw
wanna go
some
see that.
pictures, I think, from there that were going around that were really quality.
Yeah. That room's dope. Like it's cool because it's
Is
like
that outside?
the block. No, it's
Or maybe I'm thinking of something else.
yeah. I'm not sure. The Bottle Rockets like they might have an Alpha Side event or something, but it's just a old social hall that is just when you walk inside, you can forget what time of day it is.
Oh,
and
yeah.
just really like be locked into whatever's happening in that room, which is super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to definitely check that out. One of the better local spots.
Yeah, it's new, so it's cool to see they're doing a ton of stuff. They got that. You guys had Rick, or what's his name? Rick Seaback? Is that
Yeah,
his name?
yeah.
Yeah, they did like a thing
Oh,
with him.
that must be where that must be what I saw recently. I saw something in the last couple of days.
Oh, yeah, okay. Because I know that they were like partnering with him to show his old videos and then do a Q&A
Yeah.
with him afterwards. I was like, that's super cool. Growing up, I always saw that. I didn't have cable, so.
Oh yeah,
was
that's
fun.
I grew up watching him all the time.
Yeah. Caillou, man.
Yeah. I've never heard anyone say Caillou as in a positive name.
Caillou's the cancer patient. Dude.
Yeah.
He's got no hair,
God
no
damn.
eyebrows.
Do you ever search on Google why Caillou has no hair?
Why?
Yeah.
I already made the conclusion. He was a cancer patient. That might
Oh
be fucked
no,
up.
it's like there. If you search
what
on
I
Google,
thought.
the answer is like because God hates him or something like that.
Seriously,
it's
no
it's
shit.
Like some like because
not
everyone hates him and he should die or something. Like it's the first
wow.
answer.
Why does Caillou not have hair?
That's Google's official answer.
Dude, I'd stop.
The writers were like, this is what we're going to do.
I don't know what happened, dude. I remember being in like 15.
The original line of children's books, he didn't have hair, and they didn't want to confuse people when they put it on
Dude,
TV.
I know
Is what
maybe
Siri
it
has
was
to
like a
say.
prank or something, or maybe this is the Mandela effect. And I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
It's gotta be just some
I
kid that
swear it was
fucking
something
paid for
like
the
that.
top,
It was
like,
like something like
Google page.
way more aggressive than it should have been.
It had to have been paid for.
I thought my answer was aggressive.
Yeah,
I
well,
was like, okay.
but yours like makes sense. You
Yeah,
know what I
yours-
mean? Teach kids about the hard fucking shit in life early on. That's where I'm at. Chris is just fucking absolute. That's a hate
Yeah, that
crime.
was messed up.
God damn.
Mine's of
Very
Caillou was
dark.
by the
Fuck.
Westboro Baptist Church.
I
God
love
hates
it.
kids.
Okay, I think we should wrap it up there. At that
Like
point,
the Caillou Westboro Baptist
all
Church.
right.
I always wondered why he
Crossover.
had an upside down cross around his neck.
I need a beer. I need a beer.
Yeah. You know what,
shit.
Melissa? I'm going to try your beer before we wrap this up.
All right.
If you're not,
Yeah.
if you're not down with that, I've got 2 words for you. Chug it.
I need
Did
a
we
beer.
play that earlier?
I'm thinking about it. I
I
don't
don't
think
think
we
we
did.
did. We
Yeah,
did.
there
We
wasn't
talked
an
about it,
appropriate time to like kind of sneak it in there. But
I probably
now
rushed
was.
through it.
Yeah,
I
it's
probably
okay.
rushed to get through the beers.
okay.
But Mark, you have one of the beers, and I brought that beer because it's from Hitchhiker Brewing, and they talked to us. We talked to Dustin from Hitchhiker the other day on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I love that one.
It's
Are you a
phenomenal.
beer drinker? You like it?
Yeah.
Is that
it's
the bane
very
of
good.
Is that the bane of existence?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's fucking.
I related
tight.
so much with the title. I was
Yeah,
like,
that
I
shit's
gotta-
good. Oh, and speaking of which, Chris, your Buffy from Helltown,
Yeah.
fucking great, dude.
Yeah. It's a hell of a beer.
Yeah, it's like if they had this on tap instead of like Hazel.
It's
Fang
a
or
little
whatever.
bit lighter.
It's yes,
Yeah.
it is.
But
than
it's
a
still
normal-
what 6.7 or
yeah,
something
it's
like
still
that.
like a 6-7.
I
So it's
bought 2 of
as
these because I
heavy.
wanted to do them last week when Jeremy got here, and I had to drink them, and then I bought 2 more because
It's
they
like-
were that good.
It's as heavy as a normal, IPA would be, but it's lighter to drink.
Melissa, this shandy is not too bad. It is what
Do
it
you
is.
taste raspberry?
Somebody with a more refined
It
palate.
tastes like if you eat Trix without milk, like dry.
so yeah,
You're
but
kidding.
kind of fruity.
yeah, it's
whether-
fruity.
I don't taste a drop of fruit.
Yeah.
Not one.
Oh wow, I don't know what to tell you.
I feel like
Melissa.
you gotta
I taste-
drink beer.
I taste Trix, which
To
is
know.
I'm a
ultimate
beer
fruit.
drinker. It's
Yeah,
just what
I
it
think
is.
yeah.
I'd rather have some
fine.
nice loopy.
Melissa,
vodka.
I'm glad.
That'll
I'm glad
taste
you
like-
were even here to be part of the show today.
That was
course.
wonderful.
Melissa,
course,
what
Chris.
did you take away from this show? What was your favorite part of the show today?
I don't know. Just you.
Okay, good answer.
Oh yeah.
That was a good answer. That was a solid try, Melissa. We're gonna get you posted up with Erie Brewing
yeah.
on the story. We're gonna see if we can
I'm
get
sure
you
they're gonna want me
posted
to be
up,
the
man.
spokesperson.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Absolutely.
We'll see. You're already working on Jimmy K's in the wings, man.
Right?
Yeah, facts.
get the
I
buffalo
gotta
wings.
stop and go get
Jimmy K's
wings.
at least
Yeah.
has
Mark,
me
you a
a
wings
t-shirt
guy.
For that. At least one
You
shirt.
said blueberry Cajun, right?
Blackberry. Cake.
Black.
Oh yeah, baby.
Cheech, best berry out there.
Oh God, on the
Raspberry.
Yeah, on the spot.
Hands down.
No, we're
Strawberry.
gonna give you 20 minutes and we'll check
Strawberry.
back.
Strawberry.
Strawberry. Okay.
Fucking classic.
Raspberry slaps.
Yeah, raspberries. are
Okay,
the
but
best.
name a berry that's more universal than a strawberry.
Yeah.
It's
Just because it's universal.
You're not okay. Blueberry is a
Anyone
very,
can have
very,
it. It's
very
not even
good
the
comparison.
cream of the crop, man.
No, but like, listen, you
By
can't.
definition, it's not special.
We'll save this for after the show. You fucker.
I'll tell you the correct
I
answer,
got like
Cheech.
2 hours
I'll
on
tell you the
strawberries.
correct answer, Cheech, and it's the humble huckleberry.
Oh, fuck out of here. Fuck out of
The
here.
huckleberry is delicious.
Maybe
man.
a huckleberry pie. I'll throw it straight in the fucking
huckleberry
trash.
pie. There's huckleberry hot sauce.
I'll throw it all in the trash.
Huckleberry's a real thing?
Yeah, for sure.
I
What
went,
does taco taste like exactly?
dude. It's delicious.
Get
it's
the
it's
fuck
a
outta
berry, dude. I went up. I got fresh huckleberry pie from Montana. It's the best thing I've ever had.
Well, yeah, it's also from fucking Montana.
Yeah, dude. Go
Nobody
to Montana and
cares.
huckleberries.
Nope.
Are there what fruit in the West doesn't count?
Just
the same?
saying. Strawberry or blueberry, wonderful answer. Strawberry, also a wonderful answer.
you like
Huckleberry
cliche.
is horrible.
Okay.
No.
Have you had a huckleberry?
I don't need to.
Okay.
Don't
defense
need
rests. I've
Don't
had a
need to.
strawberry.
Don't
I've had
need
a
to.
blueberry.
Don't
and
need
I've
to.
had a luxurious huckleberry.
Yeah, fuck
All right.
out of here with your
We'll agree
huckleberry
to disagree.
shit. I don't need to hear it. We're on the East Coast.
Fuck. There was something I really wanted to get to that I wanted to ask Mark real fast, and then I got on the blueberry tangent.
Well, what was it?
What were we talking right before that?
Oh, God, beers?
Beer drinking?
Yeah, lots of
Remember
beers.
what it was.
I drank 8 beers in a minute and 13 seconds once.
Nice, dude. Fuck yeah.
Are you one of those guys who like doesn't have to like like you can just open your mouth and pour them in?
I used to be.
Like
this is back in
it-
college. I
open
can't do
your
it
throat
anymore.
kind of shit. I knew a guy that could fucking take a water bottle and just like a plastic one
Yeah.
and just like, and it was gone because he could
pretty
open up his fucking throat like that. Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
I feel like that can't be healthy.
No, for sure not. Definitely nothing okay about that. You're not supposed
Immediately,
to.
here's 24 ounces
You're not
of water.
supposed. Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to consume things like that.
Have
But
half
it's
your
also
weight in
impressive.
ounces per day.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real. Fuck.
That's a lot. That's too fast.
Too much. Too fast.
Melissa, I already know the answer that you have nothing to add. Cheech.
Nah, man, I'm fucking done.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk to Mark about some of the things he was talking about that we were going to discuss after. So, Mark, is there anything you would like to wrap up? Like I said, tell anybody. You said Shimkets.
Yeah.
And we'll tag you and all this stuff.
No, I appreciate it. I don't really have a ton right now. I just thank you for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely.
a good time,
We're
dude.
happy to have
Yeah.
you on. Like
Yeah.
I said, I always like having guys on who I like to see working and just like taking what they're doing seriously. And I think that's very cool. Just anybody working
man.
to better what they're doing and they take their craft seriously. And it's cool to see. So keep up the good work. Hopefully we can keep seeing you. You know, hopefully the Northeastern tour is just as good. Like that
Yeah, I'm really
Boston
pumped.
venue.
Yeah, it's going to be sick. I'm really excited. Yeah.
Well, hopefully that all goes very well for you. Melissa, thank you for driving out and taking the
absolutely.
time to hate the beer
Anything for Hoffsitter.
and not have any talent.
I forewarned you I was going to hate the beer.
I know you were. How was your vodka? Was that at least better for you?
Yes, much
Fucking
better.
A, baby.
Did it
Absolutely.
lift your spirits?
Did you bring the
Yes,
Red Bull
the Red
yourself, or
Bull.
did they
I
get?
brought the Red Bull myself.
I knew
Did
it.
you?
I knew
did.
it. I knew
I
it.
came prepared.
Damn straight.
That's what we love about
Can't
you.
That's
miss
my
it.
girl.
The 2 for $5.33.
You can't beat it.
You know,
Is that at
Drink
the-
one
is
on
that
the way
thrifty?
down, one for here?
Is that at the
It's a win-win.
is that at the Sweet Peas or up at the Sheets?
I don't know. I sent my daughter.
Oh, weird. Could be either or.
All right, Cheech, let's wrap this up.
It's really
Melissa.
2 for $4. No, sorry.
Oh, no.
I'm sure it's 2 for $5.33.
Yeah, yeah, for
The
sure.
price is going up,
Yeah.
Mark.
Inflation,
Super
inflation.
thing
What
in
do you
the
want to
past.
do?
Yeah, man.
I was saying they were stealing her money.
Well, all right. Melissa, thank you for coming out. Mark, thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Cheech, let's wrap this up. Thank
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chris.
All I'm going to say is I'm so happy
you. Yeah.
that I was allowed to be part of your day.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. We hope you had a good time. If you did, be sure to subscribe to the show to catch the latest episodes and share with your friends. We can't promise not to embarrass you. And if you just can't get enough, follow us on Instagram at Poor Man's Podcast 412, Twitter at Poor Man's Pod 412, and Facebook. This is Pittsburgh's own Poor Man's Podcast, signing off. See you next week.
Woo! Woo! I need a beer.